Adam for a breast, often imitated, never duplicated, the greatest show under the world of outlaws.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We welcome you to the Dre Broadcasting Network this evening as we battle for the crown with the Extreme Motorsports 99. We are coming to you live from Iowa Speedway for the KC Store 150 for the season finale of the Extreme Motorsports 99.com Pro Can-N Series, courtesy of iRacing Broadcast Overlay and Graphics iBog. Check them out at ibog.co. I am your commentator, Sean Zulu. I am joined by my good friend and producer, Dave Everly, up in the Dre Broadcasting booth. How are you doing tonight?
Doing good, Sean. How you doing?
I am doing good too, thank you. Well, tonight is the night we're gonna crown first ever Pro Can-N Series champion right here at the Extreme Motorsports 99. The question is, who will it be? Who is it going to be? Just a recap from last week's race, or the week before last, because we were off last week. But that race was the Drive for Roco 170 by the Drive for Diabetes Awareness at Michigan International. We had Hunter McDaniel bring it home for his third win of the season. Ken Land came out second, Dirk Staliker third, Cody McFadden fourth, Christopher Smith fifth, Tommy Amasi sixth, Ralph Vanderforst seventh, Marty Ray eighth, Adam Eisenhower ninth, and Eli Green did round up the top 10. And in that race, Marty Ray did take the pole and led us to our first green flag of the evening. And also, since it was Michigan International, with the track conditions that we had there with the Pro Can-N cars, a lot of drivers just battling heavily early on, battling while they could, because once those tires were gone, no more passing was, well, it was possible, but passing was extra difficult, I should say, nearly impossible. It did come down to, Hunter McDaniel, Ken Ladd, Dirk Staliker, very, very close to each other, first through third, respectively, ending under green flag conditions. Well, moving on to the most important thing here in tonight's race, the point standings. Hunter McDaniel still leading in points. Cody McFadden going from 4th place to 2nd place this week. So Cody has moved up 2 spots and is going to be 22 points behind Hunter McDaniel. Marty Ray 3rd from 2nd. Ralph Vanderforst from 3rd place down to 4th. Garrett Robinson from 6th up to 5th place. Travis Pryor from 5th place to 6th. Gary Woolbot Gary Woolbot is still 7th in points. Tommy Amasi still 8th in points. Adam Eisenhower from 8th place to 9th. And we have two drivers tied for 10th place, Christopher Smith and Andy Starcher. These guys are going to be battling and racing hard, trying to break this tie to maintain the top 10, but keeping in mind as well that we still have 2 drop weeks, so those drop weeks will kick in after the race is over, once they put in the final points after tonight's race. So just because someone wins doesn't mean they will be in that position in the points standing, so it's gonna shake things up. And before the race ends, before the night is over tonight, hopefully we'll be able to find out who is going to be our first ever Pro K&N Series champion right here with the Extreme Motorsports 99. Well, we have the drivers gridding up. We'll give them a few seconds before we go down the list. And looking in the chat, we have Jay Pryor rooting on the 81 of Travis Pryor. Travis Pryor starting 6th in points here tonight. And Pat T, as usual, in the chat for Travis Pryor. And also Snow Motorsports. Thank you for tuning in. And then number 4, the 4 of Michael Snow. Shout out to the 4 of Michael Snow, starting in the 17th place spot. Well, ladies and gentlemen, last race post-sitter at Michigan International is the post-sitter right here tonight as well at Iowa Speedway. Marty Ray, Garrett Robinson 2nd, Adam Eisenhower 3rd. We have Dirk Staliker 4th, Ralph Vanderforst 5th, Christopher Smith 6th, Cody McFadden 2nd place in points, 22 points behind Marty Ray starting 7th, Andrew Riley 8th, Chris Gillum 9th, and Hunter McDaniel, our current point standings, who has been for the last 6 races, starting in the 10th place position, rounding up the top 10. David White 11th, Brandon Slaw 12th, Jason Eisenhower 13th, Joshua Gillen 14th, Thomas Jowers Jr. 15th, Timothy McBrayer 16th, the 4 of Michael Snow 17th, the 5 Gary Woolbot 18th, the 13 of Eli Green 19th, Rick Mason 20th, and that rounds up the top 20. Caleb Daniels 21st, Travis Pryor and Don Kidder 22nd and 23rd, rounding up the rest of the field right here tonight at Iowa Speedway for the KC Store 150 by the ExtremeMotorsports99.com Pro K&N Series, brought to you by iRacing Broadcast Overlay and Graphics. Check them out at ibog.co. And I see you there, Timothy, picking the 81 of Travis Pryor. So Travis having 3 picks. Travis Pryor having 3 cheerleaders, 3 fans out there in the chat rooting for him. Once he knows that, I'm sure he's going to find 5th gear before the race ends. So fingers crossed. And we'll definitely let him know that you guys are rooting for him. As soon as we get a chance to get an interview with him, we'll also have a new viewer in the chat, Jeff the Chew Gum. Good to see you there, Jeff. And you are watching the Dre Broadcasting Network. Thank you for tuning in. The Extreme Motorsports 99.com Pro K&N Series. Going green. We're going to be pacing one more lap here at Iowa Speedway. Iowa Speedway here. 4 turns, 0.8 miles. I should say 0.9 miles. Right here, with 2 backup cars as usual for 100 laps. So we'll be completing at least 3 laps per minute. That is a lot of laps. So that's going to be 2 laps per minute, and 1 minute 10 seconds. That will be 3 laps. So should expect to see 3 green flag pits as usual, 3 required pit stops. Pit window most likely about lap number 33. But they just might prove me wrong. This is a short track, way shorter than we are used to. So I'll back it down and say we're going to be having at least 2 green flag pit stops, those 2 required pit stops. And Odd Hippie in the chat, and also they call me Red. Thank you for tuning into the Dre Broadcasting Network. Pace car dips off turn number 4. Marty Ray still holding pace speed. The green flag flies. That's cut him off guard. Check up on the outside. Robinson caught sleeping with the 47 Dirk Staliker. Won't pay the price behind him. 48 of Christopher Smith behind him as well. Going to go back single file so far. The 48 of Smith on the outside of the 60 Ralph Vanderforst. It's the high side himself. Christopher nose up. 47 of Staliker already in the wall. And he bounces off it unharmed. Just a little bit of white paint on the right side of the 47 machine of Staliker, but no harm done. That is lap number 1 completed right here at Iowa Speedway for the KC Store 150 already on lap 2. And so far, Dirk Staliger trying to maintain the 4th place spot. Mr. Highside himself, Rob Vanderpass, who is inside and makes spots successfully against him off the exit of turn 1st of the tri-oval. Also at the front stretch, the 48 of Christopher Smith that was also taking advantage of the 47 of Staliger. They almost make contact. That was almost ugly. But 48 of Smith did back it down and let the 47 of Staliger maintain the 5th place spot. And now Staliger to the inside of 66 of Rob Vanderpass.
Yeah, these guys are going to fight hard for the championship. Is right now Derek Staliger, he has got a challenge there from the 48 Christopher Smith. Smith on the outside, Staliger is on the inside, but look who's right behind him, Sean. The 64 of Cody McFadden as we are under yellow.
And we're gonna try and see who might have been involved in this one. Looks like it was a yellow machine. I believe it was a 40. Yeah, it was a 40 of Joshua Gillen, who was spun out sideways on the track. Let's back it up on Joshua Gillen and see what happened.
Well, as we were watching the 40 of Joshua Gillen, he was 3 wide. Contact between him and the 13 machine. 40 of Joshua Gillen is going to get spun around, but not too much damage as he gets it going back, and that is going to bring out the first caution.
Yeah, very unfortunate indeed for every single driver involved in that. Joshua Gillen going to be headed down pit road this time by. Well, he has a lot of left side damage on that machine. He might use a backup car or let his pit crew work on that machine a little bit, the best they can. But fingers crossed that either way it works out. The good thing about this is that the aerodynamics won't play too much of a factor. Basically, it shouldn't affect his top speed too much, if any. And with that said, I mean, he has left side damage, and that most likely will affect the rotation of the machine. And that rotation is very, very important, especially a track like this, Iowa Speedway. And looking in the chat here so far, we have Jeff. Rooting on the 57 Hunter McDaniel, number 10 to number 1. So far, Hunter does have a lot of fans, including Pat T. Pat T rooting for both Hunter McDaniel for the championship, but Travis Pryor for the race tonight. Gonna see exactly who brings this thing home. And if you are there, ladies and gentlemen, let us know who you're rooting for tonight. Let us know who your picks are, and we'll let them know once we get interviews in. And ladies and gentlemen, we are missing a few drivers due to the hurricane, so let's keep them in our thoughts and prayers, and so they can be back or return to us safely right here at the Extreme Motorsports 99 and the iRacing community. And also out there, if you are in Florida or anywhere close to those hurricanes, please stay safe, evacuate in a timely manner. Better safe than sorry. All those materialistic things can wait. Get yourself to safety as soon as you can. Going back up front so far, still being led by Marty Ray, Adam Eisenhower second, Garrett Robinson third, Dirk Staliger fourth, and Christopher Smith in the 5th place position. So far rounding up the top 5, and we are now 2 to green, 1 more lap to the 1 to green mark. And we have 1 new driver to the top 10. That will be the 24 of Brandon Slow. Very, very well-dressed machine on the 24 Brandon Slow machine. That is, definitely does catch your eye. Also scanning this field so far, some heavy movers. The 10 of Caleb Daniels from 21st place to 10th. Eli Green, 19th place to 15th. And so far, Michael Snow still maintaining the spot where he started, the 17th place spot. Travis Pryor from 23rd place to 18th. Rick Mason in 19th place. And we have Joshua Gillen. Status check on Joshua Gillen. Joshua was ended up using one of his backup cars, one of his 2 backup cars. So he has a brand new one, not a single scratch on that beast. Wow, a very, very well-dressed machine by Joshua Gillen, the Colby's eye paint. That is very colorful. Going back up front, we are now back 1 to green, still being led by Marty Ray, but leader deciding to start on the outside line because the leaders do have lane choice. He will be accompanied by the 47 of Dirk Stalika behind him. On the inside is Adam Eisenhower being pushed by the 97 of Garrett Robinson. On this restart, let's get it done. 8 laps in, a lot more laps left here, 93 laps to go specifically, with 2 more pit stops required. So fingers crossed, and let's get it done. And once again, round 15, race 15 of 15. With that said, last race of the season. Championship about to be crowned here before too long. It is go time.
As the pace car dips down into pit road, looks like Marty Ray is going to keep us until the green flag. He gets a good run. Adam Eisenhower saw it coming, but just cannot hold him off. As Marty Ray is going to pull out to a good lead here in second, but look at Derek Staliker. He is challenging Christopher Smith for that 4th position. Is right now, looks like he's got it. He's going after Garrett Robinson next.
Yeah, and Derek Staliker has been flirting with that wall ever since the green flag had flown on lap number 1, but so far seems to be doing amazing, despite it being so close to him. I should say, him being so close to the wall. But one of the benefits of being close to the wall is that you do get a little bit of side draft from it, which can benefit you, which could benefit you. At the same time, when you're in the cockpit of a machine, it's very difficult to tell how close you are, and that wall will suck you in before you know it. So you have to be extra careful. And further back in the pack, 95 of Chris Gillam so far, challenging the 81 of Travis Pryor. Actually, that's the 31 of Andrew Riley, side by side of turn 2. They're still side by side as we speak. Andrew Riley, TSRC TV paint scheme. Very, very well dressed as usual. 95 of Gillam was able to just back it down and let the 31 of Andrew Riley maintain his 8th place spot. But Chris trying to do the crossover move against him, the exit of 2. And for the back in the pack, 13, Eli Green, 10 of Caleb Daniels, 24 of Brandon Slow have found each other as they contact. The 24 of Slow and the 10 of Daniels, they were able to keep off each other. Nice save by these drivers. And Dave, one thing about this track is that the inside line does not seem to be the place to be, because everyone just seems to be wanting to be on the outside line to get that sweet entrance. Yeah,
most definitely. The inside lane, that's going to chew up your tires. These guys running the outside, though, they're saving their tires just a little bit. So we're going to start seeing a difference in tire wear here, as we are now here on lap 14 of 100.
And we have one new viewer in the chat. That's going to be Eric Underwood. Thank you for tuning into the Dre Broadcasting Network. Right here watching the race number 15. Oh, we have trouble on the track on the front stretch on the exit of 4. That involved the 31 of Andrew Riley's track. Let's back it up on Riley and see what happened.
As I pull up the Dre Broadcasting Instant Replay here, we're going to take a look at the 31 of Andrew Riley. Looks like he was riding by himself, coming through turns 3 and 4, and it just kicked out from behind him. And looks like everybody did a good job at avoidance there and getting around him. Nope. Looks like Ralph Vandervorst has made a little contact with him there at the end, but we are under our second caution of the night.
Yeah, very unfortunate indeed for Andrew Riley there, and a nice save by him, minimizing the damage the most he could by backing that sucker down, locking it down to avoid drifting into oncoming traffic or bypassing traffic. Very nicely done. Definitely could have been worse, but he most likely will be going down pit road to either get a brand new machine or maybe just get the machine straightened out, because that machine still has a lot of life left in it. And these things are tanks. They can take quite a beating. And these things do define Rubbings Racing, because just a simple tap will not disable you. But going back up front here, we are still being led by Marty Ray, Adam Eisenhower second, Cody McFadden third, David White fourth, and Garrett Robinson in the 5th place spot. But we have a lot of drivers on pit road, the majority of the field on pit road. Garrett Robinson, Derek Staliker, Christopher Smith, Hunter McDaniel, Caleb Daniels, Chris Gillam, Eli Green, Brandon Slow, Travis Pryor, Thomas Jarvis Jr., Ralph Vanderforst, Timothy McBrayer, Michael Snow, Gary Woolbach, Rick Mason, Joshua Gillen, and Andrew Riley. All these guys all went down pit road for some service with 17 laps on their tanks. And in the chat there, Eric rooting on Joshua Gillen. So Joshua does have some fans as well in the chat. And for all those new viewers out there, once again, welcome to the Dre Broadcasting Network. We are happy to have you, and we hope that you enjoy your stay here tonight. Round 15 of race 15 of 15, the Extreme Motorsports.com Pro Can-Am Series. And with that said, if you guys would like to be a part of this action next season, because this is the final race of this season, check them out at ExtremeMotorsports99.com. Drop the first E in Extreme Motorsports99.com. On Mondays, they do run the Xfinity Series. Not Xfinity Series, sorry. Pro Can-Am Series and a Road Series at the same time. On Tuesday nights, tomorrow night as well, we have a Track Series coming up. That's going to be the season finales of the Track Series. Chase race number 5 at Homestead, Miami. On Wednesday, they do run Xfinity Series with Joe White on the OSR Network, right here on YouTube. And on Thursday nights, they run the Cup Series, or the Gen 6 Series, on the OSR Network as well, with Joe White. So you guys can join either of those based on your experience and or preferences, because they do rank you. They do place you in different series based on experience. And also, not to forget, an upcoming dirt series that Extreme Motorsports has in the near future. You guys can join either of those if you like to be sideways more than you like to be straight on the pavement. It's all up to you. And Dave, this is a short track, and with the top 5 drivers staying out, Jason Eisenhower being the final driver, the last driver to stay out. If this thing goes green, Dave, it might work against the top 5 drivers.
Yeah, it's going to be a possibility, because with this being Iowa, tire wear is definitely going to be key. These guys are on older tires. Everybody behind is on fresh stickers, so we're going to see how this plays out.
Absolutely, and this track reminds me a lot. It's you can compare it a little bit. The good thing about ovals is that you can compare them. Like, for example, this one reminds me of Kansas, because Kansas is one of those tracks where you can where you're forced to you're just pretty much forced to push it while you can basically take spots away in the first few laps of having those tires on, because once those tires are gone, it will become icy loose and just pretty much single file racing and or even just one groove racing. We are now back 1 to green, being still led by Marty Ray, who is electing to start on the outside, and once again will be occupied or will be assisted by the 59 of David White. On the inside, we have Adam Eisenhower being pushed by the 64 of Cody McFadden, biggest opponent of the 57 of Hunter McDaniel, our points leader. And once again, Cody McFadden being only 22 points behind Hunter McDaniel. At the exact same time, we have Marty Ray, who's going to be... who's actually going to be, how many? 12 points only behind Cody McFadden for second place. So these guys are all very close together in points. And the green flag is out. David White was caught sleeping right outside of the 64 of Cody McFadden. But David does drive it in way too hard. The wall is sneaking up on him. He backs it off to avoid hugging that wall. And behind him, he has a driver coming up to him. That was the run and slow, actually. That's the 13 of Eli Green. But they do sort that out, going back single file. Contact from 47. That's like a sideways on the track, wrecking half turn 4. Oh, 45. Thomas Jowers Jr. got a piece of the action. One driver on his side. That was 57 of Hunter McDaniel blowing his motor on impact.
As we pull up the Dre Broadcasting replay, we're going to focus on the 57. Hunter McDaniel here is contact between him and the 47. 47 almost saved it. Hunter goes right into the wall, up on his side. Christopher Smith involved in that. That's going to be, I don't know. That's not going to make the current points leader happy with that one. This is going to set him back a little bit.
Oh man, absolutely very unfortunate indeed for Hunter McDaniel, but it's going to make Cody McFadden very, very happy. One driver's mistake is another driver's benefit always keep that in mind. But hopefully, I mean, Hunter McDaniel is going to be back on the track here before too long. But this being a short track as it is, he most likely will be at least 2 to 3 laps down by the time he's done getting towed and getting his brand new machine out on the track. So he'll be racing hard, trying to get his laps back the hard way so he can be able to compete against, or I should say defend his lead in points against the Hungry Lions, Marty Ray, Cody McFadden, Ralph Vanderforce, Garrett Robinson, top 5 in points so far, and Travis Pratt not too far behind him. Gary Wubach, Tommy Massey, Adam Eisenhower, Christopher Smith, and Andy Starcher tied. Top 10, but once again, Christopher Smith and Andy Starcher are tied for 10th place. So keeping an eye on these two drivers, Christopher Smith and Andy Starcher, they will be fighting heavily, racing heavily to try and keep each other behind each other, basically, so they can be able to maintain or break the tie that they have. And up front so far, drivers still deciding to stay out. The same drivers who stayed out last time did stay out as well. Marty Ray, Adam Eisenhower, Cody McFadden, Garrett Robinson, no, scratch that. Jason Eisenhower, Cody McFadden, Adam Eisenhower, and Marty Ray. These 4 guys, only the 4 drivers have over 20 laps on their tires, while everybody else has less than 8. So once we see a green flag run, that will most likely work against them, and they will be in desperate need of a caution. And it's only a matter of time before Hunter McDaniel is off pit road. Actually, Hunter McDaniel is done getting towed down to pit road. And off pit road he'll go here before too long. Yes, he is rolling off pit road this time by doing Maverick Motorsports. Very, very proud. And looking at my stats right now for the Extreme Motorsports 99.com Pro KNN Series so far this season, Hunter McDaniel has 3 wins under his belt this season. Cody McFadden still holding the most wins under his belt so far with 4 wins. Just 1 win more, 1 win greater than Hunter McDaniel. Marty Ray has a win as well. Ralph Vanderforce has 1 win. Garrett Robinson 1 win. Tommy Massey with 1 win. Adam Eisenhower 1 win. And Damian Crump as well does have 1 win. So all these guys trying their best to have the best race possible for the final race of the season. And the good thing about this, Dave, is that even though not everyone's racing for the championship, they're still racing to better their positions in the season standings.
Yeah, most definitely so. They're going to give it their all here tonight as we have 76 laps here remaining. Taking a look here at the race report, 3 cautions already here tonight. No lead changes. Marty Ray has led every lap so far.
Yeah, but once Marty Ray starts leading laps, it's very, very difficult to take it away from him. We're going to see exactly what Adam has for him. Cody McFadden, Garrett Robinson, Jason Eisenhower, Caleb Daniels, Eli Green, Brandon Slower, Dirk Staliker, and Christopher Smith. And speaking of the 2 tied drivers, Christopher Smith and also that was Andy Starcher. Oh, speaking of Andy Starcher, I actually didn't even check whether or not he's racing tonight. Oh, actually, Andy Starcher is not even racing tonight. I do apologize. I just now noticed that. Very unfortunate indeed for Andy Starcher. But look forward to seeing him back again. Hopefully he's doing okay. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, a lot of drivers here are in the path of the Hurricane Irma. So once again, that's exactly why they've... most of them are not here tonight, or some of them are not here tonight. So keep them in your thoughts and prayers, and everything will be okay. Well, entering turn 3 this time by going green. Pace car is off. Mario puts on the floor. The 86 of Atomizer does see it coming. Right behind him, Cody McFadden and Gary Robinson side by side for 3rd place, entering turn 1. Driver sideways. That's going to be a 36 of Jason Eisenhower. Spun another side on the track sideways, actually on the apron. No harm done to anybody else but himself. Nice save by Jason. Was able to back that sucker down in time to avoid smacking that wall. And it looks like he just tapped the apron, which did send the machine sideways, nose first, onto the apron. Unfortunately, Jason gets out of that without a single scratch, but with a lot of loss of time, and will be trying his best to to try and trying his best to get up there so he can to avoid going a lap down. Looks like the caution flag is here on lap 28. Big wreck on the front stretch. We have 28 of Christopher Smith involved, 48 of Christopher Smith, Dirk Stadaker involved, 25 of Timothy McBrayer. We have the 40 of Joshua Gillen and the 4 of Michael Snow. And unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, we are having some technical difficulties, so we won't be able to get the replay there, but it involved a lot of drivers in that, starting with the 48 of Christopher Smith. Oh, copy that. They call me Red in the chat, said he heard it from the 14 of Vern Bradley. Vern Bradley, one of the admins and the drivers here with the Extreme Motorsports 99 series. He is doing well. Him and his family are doing good. That's very good to hear, Red. Thanks for the information. And some heavy movers this far. Drivers new to the top 5 and top 10. Eli Green from 19th place to 5th place. Caleb Daniels 21st place to 6th. Travis Pryor from 22nd place to 7th. And so far, Travis being the heaviest mover this far. Gary Woobot from the 18th place spot to the 10th place position and hanging on, or I should say, holding the keys and the door to the top 10. And Marty Ray, Adam Eisenhower, Cody McFadden still have not pitted in all race long now, 30 laps in. Everybody else having less than, some drivers just pitted in, so they have less than 2 laps on their tires, and some having less than 16 laps on their tires. But once again, the top 3 drivers, Ray, Eisenhower, and McFadden, over 30 laps on their tires. So they are really just looking forward to caution, so they want to be so they can be able to maintain the top 3 of the podium. Because if it goes green, they will become sitting ducks, and they will become people will get around them, so they're sitting on jack stands. And so far, Marty Ray, Adam Eisenhower, Cody McFadden, these drivers clutching those suckers in, trying to save some gas so they can be able to maximize the fuel economy of these machines. But even with a lot of saving, even with a lot of fuel saving, they still won't be able to pit in later than the drivers who have already pitted in this far. So it's going to make things extra interesting.
Yeah, I tell you, Sean, though, these guys, track might just be a little slick for them. The cars seem to be getting real loose here, so. But I've been feeling here before too long, they're going to settle down. We're going to get a long green flag run.
Yep, that's all it takes. It's just these drivers trying to watch, not rushed off, or trying to get used to the track and how the machine is changing against the track with every single lap. So the drivers is pretty much getting used to the machines once again, and everything will cycle out as usual. We do see green flag pit stops. We do see green flag pit stops every single week. And looking in the chat at Grizzly Johnson rooting on the 40 of Joshua Gillen. Oh, copy that, Red. Also, looking in the chat there with Red and Patty were talking about Ken Ladd. Ken Ladd as well being out for the exact same reasons. The hurricane being in the path of it. Once again, let's keep these drivers, these men, in our thoughts and prayers, and everything will be okay. Well, we are now back 1 to green, still being led by Marty Ray, still electing to start on the outside line. He does have Guy Robinson behind him. On the inside is Adam Eisenhower being pushed by the 64 of Cody McFadden. We are going green, this time by. And status check on Adam Eisenhower, status check on Hunter McDaniel. He is now back to 1 lap down from 2 laps down. So he is the only driver 1 lap down, which means he won't have to race anybody for Lucky Dog position. That is very, very good for him. But the pace car dips off this time by Marty Ray. Puts down the flow. He does catch the drivers off guard. Robinson sees it coming. Overtakes the 6-4 McFadden for 3rd place. On the behind McFadden will be 10 of Caleb. Daniels behind, or on the inside, the 13 of Eli Green. And Daniels will stay high. Oh, he chops nose off. Gets nose chopped off by the 13 of Eli Green. Eli trying to take some names, trying to get into the top 5. First appearance in the top 5 by Eli Green. This time by on lap 34. That 81 of Travis Pryor as well, poking his nose into the 7th place spot. Bump, 13 of Eli Green spun out sideways on the track. Oh, he's overcorrected into the wall. The caution will fly on lap 35. An even bigger chain reaction. Here we have the 95 of Chris Gillum involved in this mix. Got a piece of the action. Well, that started with the 13 of Eli Green there, who got a bad bump from the rear end, which did send him sideways. He did try counter steering it. Actually, that was not a bad bump. Looks like it was a bad netcode related bump that caused the incident. Very, very unfortunate indeed for every single driver involved in that. And unfortunately, we have lost one driver, the 40 of Joshua Gillen, retiring for the night. Actually, lost connection to the server, so it looks like he might be having some technical difficulties. But hopefully he's able to sort them out and get back to us before too long. But this is a good thing for Hunter McDaniel. Hunter McDaniel going to be getting his lap back this time to be back on the lead lap. So there is still hope after all for the Maverick Motorsports driver Hunter McDaniel. He is doing a Maverick Motorsports team very, very proud.
Yeah, most definitely. But I tell you what, look at Marty Ray, though. He has led all 36 laps here tonight, but he's going to have to come in and get some tires. Well, actually, I mean, we are now under our 5th caution, so, you know, he's got just about 20 of those laps that he's got out of the 37 have been under caution, so he's still probably got some pretty fresh tires there, Sean.
Yeah, absolutely. That definitely is a possibility, and that is exactly why he's not worried about going down pit road just yet. We're gonna see exactly how that plays out. He is looking forward to a green flag run, because he's very, very good when it comes to long runs. And the short runs, he really struggles. So he's really looking forward to that. And once again, Hunter McDaniel getting away from the pace car back on the lead lap right here on lap 37, going down pit road for some service as we speak. And let's see who else is following him. We have Joshua Gillen. Actually, Joshua Gillen, once again, like I said, he has unfortunately lost connection to the server, and will be trying his best to get back on the track. Yeah, I know, Eric. Very, very sad. But I assure you, he is trying his best to get back in here. And that's right, Pat. Hunter McDaniel working very, very hard. He's doing all he can to try and maintain that points lead. When we spoke to him on Michigan International, when he won the race, during the interview, he talked about how he was very, very ready for this race, very, very prepared. So he has nothing to worry about, but keeping his foot down to the floor, staying alive. He already ended up being on his lid once tonight, and trying his best not to make history repeat itself. So fingers crossed for McDaniel. And also a driver second match of tonight, the 25 of Timothy McBrayer, still keeping a low profile in the 16th place spot behind the 48 of Christopher Smith. And David White early on was up there, but is being now shown in the 13th place spot behind the 4 of Michael Snow with the Snow Motorsports team. Oh, looking at the chat right there, new viewer as well, Brady Jackson. Thank you for tuning in, rooting on the 40 of Joshua Gillen. Yeah, absolutely. Joshua does have a very, very great fan base. That is very good to see. And this is the 2 to green mark this time by. We should be coming back to the 1 to green mark, so fingers crossed.
Yes, these guys need to get settled down here. We need to see a green flag run. We need to put some laps here. As we are back 1 to green. Once again, Marty Ray is going to start on the outside. Adam Eisenhower starting on the inside. Second row is going to be Garrett Robinson and Cody McFadden. So these guys just need to settle down a little bit. Don't push the issue here because, I mean, we still got 61 laps to go here, Sean.
Yep, 61 laps to go, and most likely 1 more pit stop required in order for the drivers to be able to make it. Not looking too good for the top 3 drivers. Well, the top 2 drivers, actually, Marty Ray and Adam Eisenhower are not pitting in 40 laps, but everybody else has pitted in at least once. So they will try their best to push it the remainder of the way, but I doubt they'll be able to make it. So 1 more pit stop before the race is over. Exiting turn 4, going green this time by.
Well, as the pace car dips in, we are getting ready to go back green flag racing. Marty Ray jumps out to a good start as Adam Eisenhower is right there in second place.
And Robinson to the inside of Cody McFadden makes a pass successfully against McFadden on the exit of 2. Oh man, the was snack up on Robinson. He backed it down, lost all his momentum. The little momentum he gained off the exit of turn 2. All his speed, a few spots, 2 spots to McFadden and the 81 of Travis Pryor. Scratch that. Travis Pryor does lag back a little bit, lets him maintain the spot, and the caution flies on lap 42. Oh, that involved the 36 of Jason Eisenhower off the exit of turn number 4. Looks like it was a self-spin. Actually scratched that. Looks like Jason did get some help from the rear end. Just some contact between him and the 25 of Timothy McBrayer, spinning him around sideways. Very, very unfortunate indeed for the drivers involved in that. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is lap number 43. 58 laps left. We'll take our first commercial break of tonight's race right here, so you guys can get your first round of popcorn and refreshments, and so we can thank our sponsors. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Don't let your first date be your last. Visit People Against Distracted Driving at PADD.org.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Casey Store 150 for the run number 15, or I should say the season finale of the Extreme Motorsports 99.com Pro Can-Am Series, brought to you by iRacing Broadcast Overlay and Graphics. Check them out at ibog.co, or that's ibog.co. Well, going back to the race so far, we actually have some intel there in the chat. Joshua Gillen, the 40, who lost connection to the server, talked about he has had some storms that have interrupted with his internet. Very, very unfortunate indeed, Josh, but it was a well-fought battle on your part all night long. We've lost one more driver to the 18 of Rick Mason. Definitely look forward to seeing these guys again back next season. And with that said, this is season finale, race 15 of 15. With that said, the signups are opening up, so go to ExtremeMotorsports99.com. That is ExtremeMotorsports99.com. Drop the first E in Extreme, so to the X, ExtremeMotorsports99.com. And on Monday nights, they run Pro Can-Am Series and a Road Series. On Tuesday nights, Truck Series. Wednesday nights, Xfinity Series, and Thursday nights, a Cup Series, and those have an upcoming Dirt Series in the near future. So you guys can join either of those based on your level of experience and preferences. And once again, just keep in mind that they do rank you in different, or I should say they do place you in different series based on your level of experience or expertise. Well, going back to the race, we are now back one to green, and surprisingly enough, the top three drivers, Marty Ray, Adam Eisenhower, Cody McFadden, have not pitted in at all. Still having 47 laps. They have 47 laps on their tanks, and everybody else has already pitted in at least once. So this just might work with them or work against them, but either way, we're about to find out. Fingers crossed.
Yes, they're coming into turn 3 and 4, getting ready to go green flag racing once again here at Iowa, as we are being led by Marty Ray, Adam Eisenhower in front row, Caleb Daniels, Cody McFadden sitting in the second row as the pace car dips off. Cody McFadden gives it gas, Marty Ray gives her gas, gets out to a great jump over Adam Eisenhower. Cody McFadden sitting right there in third with Travis Pryor, now scored in the 4th position.
And we just lost one more driver. Very unfortunate indeed. 97 of Garrett Robinson as well, losing connection to the server. Most likely same issue as the 40 of Joshua Gillen. That's the storms. Very unfortunate indeed. And you guys stay safe out there. Just stay safe. And you will be okay. And keep these guys in your thoughts and prayers, ladies and gentlemen. Things are going wrong left and right. And the caution flies on lap 49. Oh, this one involved the 45 of Thomas Jowers Jr. Spun out sideways on the track. Well, he actually started with him and the between Jowers Jr. and the 31 of Andrew Riley making contact. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, we do apologize for the technical difficulties we're having, as we won't be able to show replays because they're stuttering and just pretty much skipping around. Very unusual. Well, going back up front here, we are still being led by Marty Ray, Adam Eisenhower, and Cody McFadden. And Dave, this is lap number 50. Do you think they're going to pit in now?
I would hope that. I'd hope so. So we're going to find out.
Yeah, because now we are coming up to the halfway mark. Oh, man. Marty Ray gambling once again, staying out. Adam Eisenhower going to follow his lead. Yep, and Cody McFadden does the exact same thing. So these guys have not pitted in 51 laps this far. So these cautions did really have helped them, and continue to help them because they are able to save a lot of gas under caution, and also during the few green flag laps that we're having. And so far, Travis Pryor is now being shown 4th place, and Caleb Daniels in the 5th place position. And Travis has come a long way once again from 23rd place to 4th place, gaining 19 spots this far. Caleb Daniels from 21st place to 5th. Brandon Slaw from 12th to 6th. We also have Dirk Stalik from 4th place to 7th place. We lost Dirk early on, but is now starting to make his appearance back into the top 10 and or top 5 before too long. Eli Green from 19th place to 8th, gaining half his spots. Christopher Smith from 6th place to 9th, and Michael Snow from the 17th place to 10th. And at this point, oh man, I just noticed one thing. Hunter McDaniel, heavy damage. Hunter McDaniel being shown 2 laps down on pit road. That machine has seen better days. He is getting towed as we speak, and the drivers is out of the machine. Doubt he's out of backup cars, but Dave, that machine has seen better days. I'm not sure if you can get eyes on this on Hunter McDaniel's machine, but it's beat up in every way possible. But going back up front, we are now 2 to green, and next caution we will get an interview in while we can. I underestimated how long the cautions were at these tracks. You know, it's a short track. We're running 22 to 25 second lap times under green flag conditions, and that means the cautions do go by pretty quick. But next caution, if we have another caution, we will get an interview in. Yeah, Marty Ray, Adam Eisenhower, we have Travis Pryor, Caleb Daniels, all these 4 drivers clutching those suckers in. We have some drivers clutching it in and some just turning the engines off to burn less gas or stop the gas flow in order for them to maximize the fuel economy of these machines. Pace lights do turn off. We are back 1 to green. Marty Ray, as usual, starting on the outside line. Marty Ray leading every single lap this far, and 0 lead changes, and he has the 81 of Travis Pryor behind him. On the inside is Adam Eisenhower with the help of the 64 of Cody McFadden. Also, one thing I might have forgotten to touch on is that the drivers do have 2 drop weeks. We have 2 drop weeks this season with the Extreme Motorsports.com Pro K&N Series. With that said, 2 of their worst races will be dropped, and that works in their favor, but not against them. So that's why we're talking about how the points are not official until those drop weeks have been added into there or taken into consideration. Exiting turn 4, going green this time by pace car, dips off Marty Ray, who's on the floor. He does catch the drivers off guard. Travis Pryor sees it coming, Mr. Restart himself, and Adam misses the shift, entering to the tri-oval turn 1. They'll be side by side, entering turn 1 on the exit of 2. Adam just might try to have him Travis with a slingshot off turn number 2 with the outside line advantage, and so far they are still side by side.
Yeah, most definitely. The 86, he is going down into the grass here. So he is going to lose a lot of positions here as he's going to come back out on the track. I think staying out on mold tires is coming back to bite him.
Oh, absolutely. We talked about this early on. It will become icy loose. That's exactly what's now happening. It's becoming icy loose. The caution flies. On lap 56, it involved 48 of Christopher Smith entering turn number 3. Might have been a self-spin by the looks of it. Yeah, it looks like it was a self-spin by the 48 of Christopher Smith. He backed it down, and that machine just snapped around. It just got upset on him for no reason. This he might have broken a little bit too hard, upsetting it. Very unfortunate indeed for Christopher Smith, and fortunately enough, he was the only one involved in that, and it didn't take anybody else out.
Well, Hunter McDaniel's happy to see that caution. He's 3 laps down. He's going to get the lucky dog. He's going to go to 2 laps down. Next time around as he gets the lucky dog wave around.
Yeah, absolutely great to see Hunter McDaniel back on the track. He was able to get 2 laps back last time, and without a doubt he will most likely be able to get 3 laps back and be back on the lead lap. But going back up front, new race leader 81 of Travis Pryor. And the other drivers finally pitting in, namely Marty Ray, Cody McFadden, and Adam Eisenhower after not pitting in 58 laps. That's got to be something. I'm pretty sure after seeing exactly how the machine handled for the 86 of Adam Eisenhower, those two drivers, Marty Ray and Cody McFadden, decided to follow his lead and go down pit road. Just like we had talked about, Hunter McDonough getting the waiver on the pace car, this time by back to 2 laps down from 3 laps down. And Dirk Staliker's highest appearance so far here in tonight's race, in second place behind Travis Pryor. And once we cross the start finish line, we will give you guys the updated top 10 list so far, because right now it is all jumbled up due to multiple drivers pitting in. Actually had majority of the field going down pit road for some pit stops. And at this point, Dave, it's safe to say no more pit stops are required.
Yeah, we saw, well, I mean, it also depends on the cautions. If they go green flag, they might need one. I mean, Travis Pryor is sitting at 42 laps since his last pit stop.
Yeah, definitely a possibility. And judging on how the previous leaders went 58 laps on their tires and tank, I mean, most of those laps were under caution. But fingers crossed, they will about to find out whether or not they will be pitting in. But if we do end up seeing green flag pit stop, something tells me it's going to be towards the very end, which will mean a splash and go. And maybe little to no tires. I should say 2 tires to no tires at all. And if we do not go 1 to green, we will get a race interview in. So fingers crossed. Alright, we are now 2 to green. The lights on the pace are still turned on, so as promised, this gives us some time for a race interview. So let's focus on the 24 of Brandon's Law. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are
Yes.
How you doing tonight?
I'm good.
Well, Brandon, heck of a show on your parts tonight. Staying alive, keeping that blue machine extra clean and shiny. That is quite the chromy look, I should say. But how's the race going so far?
Long. I mean, 60 laps in, going to 61. Feels like I've been in here for almost 2 hours.
Oh, copy that very. And from what you had seen that during practice with the way the machine was handling in the long run during the practice runs, do you think you have what it takes to hopefully have your first win tonight?
Yeah, I'm hoping. I mean, the car's been handling really well, just getting a little loose into the turns, maybe slowed it down a little bit. But I'm hoping to bring out the win or top 5.
Oh, copy that. That's exactly what we like to hear. Well, Brandon, stay alive. Keep that blue machine extra shiny and extra clean. You are now back 1 to green, so good luck to you. You head in the right direction. Stay alive. Make us proud.
Thank you.
And that was 24 of Brandon Slaw in the 10th place spot. We are entering turn number 4, going green this time by. The pace car dips off. And Travis holding pace. He puts on the floor. He does catch them off guard. Dirk Staliker, the 36th of Jason Eisenhower, do not see it coming, but they immediately go back single file before turn number 1. Mr. High Side himself, Ralph Vanderford, side by side with 31 of Riley. Riley backs it down on the exit of 2 and lets the Ralph Vanderford, Mr. High Side himself, maintain the 4th place spot. But Andrew Riley is under 5 from 65. Marty Ray post-hitter leading the most laps this far. Caution flies 3. We'll back it up. We're actually gonna see who might have been involved. Once again, most likely won't be able to get it on replay due to technical difficulties we're having. And I do apologize once again. Oh, that involved the 13 of Eli Green on his lid. So that's the second driver on his lid tonight. So 13 of Eli Green, 25 of Timothy McBrayer. That did cause a chain reaction. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we'll take this time to take our second commercial break of the evening so you guys can get your next round of popcorn and refreshments, and so we can thank our sponsors. We'll be right back. Stay tuned. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Dre Broadcasting Network as we continue tonight's journey, the race before the crown with the ExtremeMotorsports99.com Pro Can-N Series. That is ExtremeMotorsports99.com Pro Can-N Series, the KC Store 150. The season finale right here. And with that said, signups are opening for all of you that are interested or who are interested in being behind the wheel of one of these beasts next season. Check them out, ExtremeMotorsports99.com. Drop the first E in Extreme, so to the X. ExtremeMotorsports99.com. And what they, for all those new viewers out there who might not know about it, they do run a Pro Can-N Series and Road Series on Monday nights. Tuesday nights is a Truck Series, Camping Road Truck Series. On Wednesday nights, Xfinity Series, and Thursday nights, Cup Series or Gen 6 Series. And also they have an upcoming Dirt Series in the near future. You can join either of those based on your preferences and or experience, because they do place you in different series based on your experience, so you guys can have a good time. Well, we are back to the race here, still being led by 81 of Travis Pryor, Dirk Staliker second, Ralph Vanderforst third, Jason Eisenhower fourth, and Andrew Riley in the fifth place spot. And as usual, we do have some team racing going on as usual. The Performance Motorsports so far, only Andy Starcher. I see Andy Starcher in here, on TeamSpeak that is, on voice. But unfortunately, he's not racing tonight. Double C Motorsports, Caleb Daniels and Christopher Smith working together as a team tonight. Eisenhower Racing, David White, Jason Eisenhower, Marty Ray, and Adam Eisenhower. Maverick Motorsports, Travis Pryor, and Hunter McDaniel. And Brandon Slow racing as a solo driver, only tonight, solo driver with the Firebase Racing crew. And status check on our current points standings. Points leader, who was 3 laps down last time we checked on him. Actually, he got his lap back down to 2 laps down, but now got his lap back to 1 lap down. So looking forward to another caution so he can be able to be back on the lead lap and be in contention for the race lead. And hopefully maintaining his points lead and being crowned season the first champion of the new ExtremeMotorsports99.com Pro Can-N Series. Yeah, looking in the chat there of Brandon Slow letting Joshua Gillen know that he's going to get this win just for Joshua Gillen. And yep, Brandon Slow has been moving up ever since the green flag had flown. So fingers crossed. Oh, big checkup in the back. Holy cow, a lot of rear ending going on. No brake lights on these machines. A pace car dips off. The guys tighten it up, but up front, Travis probably another flow. He does catch them all off guard. Dirk Staliker clears the 36 of Jason Eisenhower, second and third place. And the field behind them is a little bit more spread out due to a very, very big checkup on the inside before the green flag had flown. And the caution flies here on lap 69. It's going to involve the 86 of Adam Eisenhower, who was on his... Oh, Adam Eisenhower, including Thomas Jowers Jr., included or involved in that mix. Very unfortunate indeed for both drivers. Oh, it was a bad net code incident as well between Thomas Jowers Jr. and the 64 of Cody McFadden, initiating that. Very, very unfortunate indeed once again for the drivers involved. When Thomas Jowers Jr. getting the worst end of that deal, heavy smoke coming from the rear end of the Jowers Jr. machine, the Shell machine. Very, very well-dressed machine, and hopefully he's going to be able to get down to pit road and get a brand new machine so he can be able to stay competitive and hopefully bring this thing home once he gets one of his backup cars, because at this point I do believe he has not yet used either of his backup cars, so he should be able to be back out in no time. But going back up front, still being led by Travis Pryor, Dirk Staliker second, Jason Eisenhower third, Ralph Vanderforst fourth, and Marty Ray in the fifth place spot. And Hunter McDaniel gets the wave around the pace car back on the lead lap on lap 71. Great job to Hunter McDaniel. Lost 2 laps early on, got his laps back. Lost 3 laps and got his laps back again. And this does give us some time to get a race interview in. So let's focus on one of the drivers here tonight, the 36 of Jason Eisenhower. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are being joined with the Eisenhower Racing Crew driver, Jason Eisenhower. Get a copy there, Jason.
Hey, good evening, guys.
How you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. Just plugging along out here.
Oh, copy that. And tonight, Jason, you had some trouble there early on in the track. You getting a little bit too friendly with that apron, but you were able to recover from it. Not a single scratch on that beast this far. How's the race going so far with the handling of the machine?
It's going pretty good. Got to get your timing right on the restarts here, and get it set into 1 and 2, and everything goes pretty good from there.
Oh, 10-4. And Jason, when you were practicing, during practice, how was the tire wear doing? Because we noticed some drivers early on stayed out on 58 laps on their tires and did not seem to be affected as much as we might have thought they would.
Yeah, if you manage your tires all right, we were getting 50 laps out of them. So, just driving the high line a little bit, not pushing it too hard down low, and get as many laps out of them as you can, especially with all these cautions. I mean, we got 50 laps out of them here early, but how many of those laps were cautions? So, cut that in half probably. But the tires are wearing well tonight. No issues.
Almost definitely just comes down to managing them, just like you just pointed out. And Jason, we noticed that you've had an up and down season, but overall, do you rate this as a success for the first Pro Can-Am series with Extreme Motorsports?
Oh, most definitely, it's great. What Extreme Motorsports 99 is doing here is getting guys like myself and my brother Marty, guys who are new to iRacing, getting us in the league, getting us some experience, and making us better drivers. You can really notice it when you go out and you run in open races.
Oh, absolutely, without a doubt. Hey, Jason, after racing this season, you've gotten acquainted with everyone out there on the track. You know everyone's driving styles pretty much. You know how far you can push it with them, how hard you can race them. With that said, what are your plans for next season?
My plan for next season would be the Can-Am and possibly the Truck Series if my personal schedule allows for it.
Oh, copy that. Very, very nice to hear, and very, very nice goals indeed. Well, Jason, you are now back 1 to green, doing the Eisenhower Motorsports team, Eisenhower Racing team, very, very proud in 3rd place behind Dirk Staliker, going green this time. Well, Jason, you've come a long way. You've survived this long, so see you in victory lane tonight, buddy.
Thanks. Good luck to everyone out there in the Hurricanes, and let's remember 9/11, guys.
And that was 36 of Jason Eisenhower in the 3rd place spot, but we are still being led by 81 of Travis Pryor, and every leader in tonight's race has been elected starting on the outside during the restarts. The pace car dips off Travis. No hesitation, but a lot of determination puts on the floor. He does catch everybody off guard, but a heck of a lead against everybody before turn 1. And 36 of Eisenhower behind the 47 of Dirk Staliker, following his race line past the 66 of Ralph Van Mr. High Side himself, but Mr. High Side propels slingshot engaged off turn 2 against Jason Eisenhower, and pulling on the 24 of Brandon Slaw. And Marty Ray right now on the freight train as well on the outside, pulling on the 95 of Chris Gillum. Everybody pretty much, Dave, at this point, changing up their race lines, going all the way high, and a few drivers low.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, you got to watch back there in 17th place, the 57 of Hunter McDaniel. He is back on the lead lap, but he is going to go through a whole lot of traffic here in the next 24 laps, as he's going to try to do what he can to get up there so he can hopefully hold on to this championship.
Oh, definitely. He sees that bigger picture, and that's all he needed. He needed that extra motivation to get his laps back both times, and he has come a long way, and he has a long way to go. He has 16 spots to gain to get to the 81 of Travis Pryor, and so far his biggest victim, or his biggest opponent, is Cody McFadden, who is, let's see, about 2 spots in front of him, behind the Cody's behind Caleb Daniels and ahead of the 5 Gary Woolbot. So far they have David White and Gary Woolbot separating them.
Marty Ray in trouble on the front stretch. He goes down through the grass and into the wall there. But we are going to stay green flag racing here at Iowa. Is Travis Pryor is now pulled out to a 1.8 lead over Ralph Vanderhorst.
It's been Marty Ray there, lost control, trying to avoid a machine that had hit the wall on the exit of turn 4, which did send him into the grass and straight into the wall and blowing his motor. And as we speak, Marty Ray barbecuing the track with black smoke as we speak, trying to crawl down to pit road to get a brand new machine. Gonna use his first backup car right here, right now, on lap number 80. And great news, ladies and gentlemen, we have 97 of Gary Robinson back. Robinson did lose connection early on, but is now back and putting down as many laps as he can, being shown 17 laps down in 20th place spot behind the 5 of Gary Woolbot. Oh, the 10 of Daniel spun out sideways off the exit of turn number 2 on the apron. No harm done to anybody else. The green flag stays out, ding in the right rear end of Caleb Daniels. But no harm done. Nice save by Caleb Daniels. Does a 360 and recovers with just a light tap of the wall with that rear end. But once again, a great save overall. While going back out from his high side himself, making his highest appearance this far in the second place spot against 81 of Travis Pryor. Dirk Steiger to the outside. Oh, the caution flies on lap 83. This is lap 83, 18 laps left. It is go time. Oh, and that caution involved 24 of Brandon Slow. Brandon Slow, oh, it was 3-wide incident on the exit of turn number 4, which caused that. It was between 36 of Jason Eisenhower, Brandon Slow, and Hunter McDaniel. And unfortunately, the 24 of Brandon Slow was the odd man out and got the worst end of that deal, but everybody else was able to get around him unscratched. Very unfortunate indeed for Brandon Slow, and nice save to everybody out there. And when we spoke to the 36 of Jason Eisenhower with the Eisenhower Racing crew, he talked about how they can go 50 laps on their tires. So with that said, if that's the case, it's safe to assume that that is the final lap you can go on a tank before running out. And if that's the case, we have Travis Pryor and Dirk Steiger. Actually, Travis Pryor and Ralph Vanderhorst. If that was true, these two drivers most likely will be at least 8 to 10 laps short, but everybody else will be good to make it. At the same time, that does depend on cautions, because at this point we have 16 laps left. Oh, we have Eli Green. 13 of Eli Green gets away from the pace car, back to 1 lap down from 2 laps down in the 18th place spot. Great job to Eli Green. And we have some time to get a race interview in, so let's focus on the 4 of Michael Snow. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are being joined up in the Dre broadcasting booth by the Snow Motorsports driver, Michael Snow. Get a cup there, Michael?
Yes, sir.
How you doing tonight?
Well, it's up and down. I'm tired of doing 60 miles an hour.
Oh, copy that. Yeah, very sorry about that. But Michael, you've been able to stay alive all race long. This track has claimed quite a few drivers, a few spins going on, either braking or just pretty much tapping the apron. But how's the machine been handling from experience in practice?
Well, it's pushing the center both ends of the track. It's a handful to keep it going straight. Well, to make it turn, but not, you know what I mean.
Oh, copy that. Absolutely. Yeah, I know what you mean. And Michael, I know you were not the earliest this season. You've done 11 races, 11 or 15 races here at the ExtremeMotorsports.com Pro Can-Am Series. How's been your season? How would you rate it?
It's been a pretty good series, actually. I will be returning next season. I really like this league. So anybody else that wants to join, it's a grade A series.
Oh, definitely. And Michael, with with everything you've seen around the track so far, getting to know these drivers' driving styles, how much more aggressive do you plan on being next season?
That depends on how many new drivers we have, man.
Oh, copy that. Great answer. Well, Michael, you've stayed alive all race long tonight. You kept a low profile, and where do you see yourself on lap number 100?
I'm hoping to be in the top 10. This Lone Squat Chevy has been doing really good so far, keeping me in the race. So I'm hoping to land at least the top 10 for the guys at Lone Squatch.
Oh, copy that, brother. Well, Mike, keep doing head the right direction. Stay alive. We look forward to seeing you in the top 10. Actually, scratch that. We look forward to seeing you in victory lane tonight, buddy. Make us proud.
All right, thank you.
And that was the 4 of Michael Snow. Oop. So I'm moving to the wrong room. But yeah, that was the 4 of Michael Snow in the 13th place spot. We'll be coming to 1 to green this time by still being led by the 81 of Travis Pryor. And let's see. Yep, that's the place we're going to do. Turn off. And once we go green, we'll be having a 12-lap shootout. 2 laps before the 10 to go mark. So a 12-lap shootout coming up. Let's get it done. Fingers crossed. Everybody at this point, most likely, well, everybody should be able to make it the rest of the way on gas and tires.
Yeah, most definitely, but we only got 13 laps to go. Let's hope these guys will settle down and we can get a 13-lap shootout for the checkered flag to get a good finish here for the season.
Yep, all these drivers once again, they're not all racing for the championship, but they're all still racing for position in the point standings. For example, Andy Starcher and Christopher Smith trying to break the tie for the 10th place spot. Adam Eisenhower started 9th, Tommy Massey 8th, and Gary Wood 7th. Exiting turn for the pace car dips off, and 81 of Props down the floor. He does catch him off guard once again. The 47 of Dirk Stack on the inside of the 95 of Chris Gillum, 2nd and 3rd place. Andrew Riley here on the outside, getting freight train so far, trying his best to get a grip. Adam Eisenhower to his inside. I hear some contact in the back of the pack. Couldn't quite get a number on that machine. Not sure who it was, but we still do stay green. Contact up front. 31 of Andrew Riley, 48 of Christopher Smith sideways on the front stretch, wrecking. Looks like we're gonna have here in lap number 90 with 11 laps to go. So we're still gonna have some more green flag runs. Let's get it done. But it looks like once again it involved the 31 of Andrew Riley and the 48 of Christopher Smith. And once again, we'd like to apologize for not having the replay. We are having some technical difficulties when it comes to connection-wise as well, due to the storms that are taking place, affecting everybody else out there at the same time. So thank you for your patience. Going back up front, still being led by Travis Pryor, Dirk Staliger 2nd, Ralph Vanderforst 3rd, Adam Eisenhower 4th, and Chris Gillum in the 5th place spot. And Chris Gillum he did make his appearance in the top 10 early on, but then fell out of the top 10. But he's now finally back up into the top 5 as we speak. So he's now headed towards the front, trying his best to take it away from the 81 of Travis Pryor. By take it away, I mean the lead away from Travis Pryor. So let's see whether or not it can be done. And knowing Travis, it's going to be a very, very difficult task. Basically, he will not let the lead go without a fight. And this does give us some time to get a race interview in. So let's focus on the 95 of Chris Gillum. Oh, unfortunately, we will not be able to get a word in with the. We won't be able to get a word in with Chris Gillum, but instead, let's focus on the 5 of Gary Woolbot. It's been a while. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are being joined up in the Dre broadcasting booth by the 5 of Gary Woolbot. Good up there, Gary.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
Oh, just got a clean car so far and trying to finish out this race. It's been a wild one.
Oh, copy that. And early on, Gary, we noticed your appearance in the top 10 and top 5 at one point, but then you decided to back it down and go to the back of the pack and keep that that machine extra clean, extra shiny as usual. That chrome just reflecting off of it. Very, very well dressed machine as usual. But how's the machine been handling?
Yeah, it's been doing good. I've just been saving my equipment. Got 4 fresh tires and on race out the finish and see where it ends up. So it should be fun.
Oh, copy that. And Gary, starting tonight's race, you did start 7th place in points behind the 81 of Travis Pryor and ahead of the 05 of Tommy Amasi. Do you see yourself gaining some more spots in the point standings before the season ends tonight?
Well, I got some fresh tires and got some good clean Valvoline oil in my car, so hopefully I'll pick up some positions. There's some damaged cars in front of me, so looks good.
Oh, copy that, brother. Well, you've set it live this far tonight, Gary. Headed the right direction. Look forward to seeing you in victory lane tonight. And good luck to you, buddy.
Thanks, appreciate it. We'll see you guys.
And that was the 5 of Gary Woolbot here, teaming up tonight with Eli Green, Timothy McBrayer, and Thomas Jowers Jr. as a 5-man team there with the Tim, the trucking legend. But going back to the race here, we are still being led by Travis Pryor, Dirk Steiker 2nd, Ralph Vanderforst 3rd, Adam Eisenhower 4th, and Chris Gillum in the 5th place spot so far, rounding up the top 5 here. And Hunter McDaniel making his appearance back in this 6th place spot in the top 10 behind Chris Gillum and his biggest opponent so far, Hunter McDaniel, that is. That's going to be the 6-4 of Cody McFadden back there in the 16th place position. So they are separated by about 10 points so far. 10 positions this far. So Cody will try his best to get up there before too long.
Yeah, and looking here, we are 6 laps to go, Sean. That pretty much means once we take the green flag, if there's another caution, this race is going to end under the caution. So that's hopefully these guys can do a good 5-lap shootout here for the checker.
Yep, next flag ends the race. You want to be at the right place at the right time. You want to be as close to the front as you can, knowing that if a caution comes out, if another caution comes out, it will end the race just like that. But if that caution does not come out, so far, Travis Pryor and Dirk Steiker are 1st and 2nd are at a biggest advantage because they have over 60 laps on their tires, while Adam Eisenhower in 3rd place has less than 30 laps on his tires, less than half. That pace car dips off Travis, puts down the floor, he does catch him off guard once again. Dirk Steiker side by side with Adam Eisenhower, and Adam clears him successfully before turn 1. 5 to go mark at this point, and Hunter trying to make some moves against Ralph Vanderforst. He clears him successfully on the exit of 2. His next victim, the 47 of Dirk Steiker.
Yeah, Sean, right now it's next flag ends the race. We are going to end under caution here tonight.
Oh man, that's not what Hunter McDaniel wanted to see. Is Ralph Vanderforst and Adam Eisenhower. That's not what they wanted to see. They were getting very close to Travis Pryor, but Travis Pryor was able to benefit from that. Very, very nicely done by Travis Pryor all race long. Tonight stayed alive, and looks like that wreck, that incident there was involved the 45 Thomas Jowers Jr. and the 36 of Jason Eisenhower. Well, actually we have some smoke on the track so far from the after effects of the incident. 25 of Timothy McBrayer, heavy smoke from the rear end, and 45 of Thomas Jowers Jr. as well, smoking from the rear end as well. So he will be going down pit road this time by to hopefully get a backup car if it still has one left, so they can be able to finish the tonight's race with brand new machines and running motors, and hopefully do some some victory donuts towards the end of the race. Boy, heck of a season. Oh, that's right, Patty Travis Pryor, Patty J. Pryor, Mr. Restart, winning tonight's race. Very, very impressive, and that gives him win number 1 in the Pro Can-Am Series. He already has at least one win in the Truck Series. He also has one win. It's actually a heck of a race to win the final race of the season. That is a very, very good way to end the season. And I should admit, despite everything that Hunter McDaniel went through tonight, he was still very, very dominant, very, very determined to get the job done. Went 2 laps down the first time, got both laps back, went 3 laps down the second time, got all 3 laps back, and came back to the top 10, top 5, and almost snuck into the top 3 in the podium. But Dirk was able to hold the keys, basically lock the door to the podium. Yep, and ladies and gentlemen, once the race ends, we will confirm, we will get the final official results as to who's going to be the season champion. So far, it might be Hunter McDaniel, but remember that we do have some 2 drop weeks. So once those drop weeks kick in, things just might change. So fingers crossed, but Hunter McDaniel is looking very good for him. This is now the white flag. Travis Pryor clutching that sucker in for the final lap of the race and the final lap of the season. Gonna lead this lap 60 miles an hour. Gonna have his first win. Started dead last tonight and finishes in the first place position. And so far, heaviest movers. Travis Pryor himself once again from 23rd place to 1st place. Hunter McDaniel from 10th place to 4th. Brandon Slow from 12th place to 6th. We have Caleb Daniels from the 21st place position to the 10th place position. Gary Woodward from 18th place to 11th. Eli Green 19th to 14th. Michael Snow 17th to 15th. And also including, that's going to be Rick Mason. Unfortunately, we lost Rick Mason early on, but he finishes the race tonight 22nd. Yep, we better see that burnout from the 81 of Travis Pryor. He earned it. Working with the 57 Hunter McDaniel with the Maverick Motorsports team. The checkered flag has flown and Travis brings this thing home unchallenged. 60 miles an hour, leads the final lap of the whole entire season and wins the final race of the season. Adam Eisenhower 2nd, Dirk Stadler 3rd, Hunter McDaniel 4th, and Rob Van der Forst in the 5th place spot. Well, stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be interviewing the top 3 drivers: Travis Pryor, Adam Eisenhower, Dirk Stadler, including Hunter McDaniel. So stay tuned. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are being joined by Travis Pryor, Adam Eisenhower, Dirk Stadler, and Hunter McDaniel. Travis Pryor doing a backwards victory lap around the track, Iowa Speedway, having his first win of the season right here at the final race of the season. Good up there, Travis.
Yes, I do. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm pretty happy right now.
I can only imagine. And you once again making Patty and Jay Pryor very, very proud. They are all over this chat, celebrating, and just pretty much they've been cheering you on all race long. How's the race tonight?
I mean, it was definitely interesting. You know, you definitely had to play out with all those cautions and just trying to get yourself in the best position. You know when you should pit and when you should stay out, not knowing how many laps you're going to go green, or if it's just going to be these little short races.
Oh, most definitely. And Travis, tonight you have been the heaviest mover from 23rd place to first place, gaining 22 spots overall. How the heck were you able to do that? Actually, it's not the first time you've been able to go from the back of the pack to the front of the pack and win the race. It's not the first time at all.
Oh no, I mean, I just knew if I was just patient, I'd be able to make my way probably to the top 10. You know, just make sure I stayed out of trouble. And those first few cautions, it seemed like every caution just happened right in front of me, so it was definitely a little nerve-wracking trying to make my way through the field. But once you got up to the front, you know, it was really hard to determine how your car was doing. Couldn't really get a real long run, so I just, you know, it was when all the leaders pit and I stayed out. I kind of knew I made my bed right there, so I was thinking, you know, if I can conserve my tires a little bit more, save some fuel, and hope these cautions keep going the way they are, I should be able to make it to the end. And luckily I was able to come through with that.
Oh, 10-4, most definitely. And we talked to Jason Eisenhower early on and got an estimate. You guys could go at least 50 laps on a tire run, which really made us very, very worried about you, because you had over 12 laps more than 50, or you had 72 laps on your tires at that point. So it seemed as though you were going to run out of gas, and we noticed you were clutching it in every now and then, trying your best to maximize the fuel economy by saving gas. Well, Travis, you've had quite the season. How would you rate your season?
I mean, I think I did pretty good for my first season with Extreme Motorsports 99 in the K&N car. Just jumping to iRacing the way I did, and I feel like I did pretty well for myself. And you won't get better competition than what you have with these extreme guys over here. It was definitely rough in the beginning, and it was still pretty rough throughout the rest of the season. But I knew if I just stayed calm and just relaxed and tried to just be smooth, I knew something at the end would come through for me.
Oh, copy that. And with what you've seen so far this season, Travis, getting to know all these new faces, all these new drivers, different driving styles, different racing styles, knowing how much you can push some drivers and what you can and cannot do to some. How do you plan on approaching next season? Do you plan on having a more aggressive approach?
I plan on having probably the same aggressiveness towards it. Just hopefully I'll be able to learn from the mistakes I made this year with the aggressiveness that I did show, and hopefully I'll be able to clean it up where it won't cost me a race at the end of the race or cost anyone else's race. I've definitely learned, you know, just can't do everything that you think your car can do. So I plan on having the same aggressiveness, just hopefully come in next year with a little bit better mindset of what I can look forward to. So I'm pretty excited for next time.
Very, very good to hear, and that gives something to look forward to. You spanking these boys next season as well. Well, buddy, congratulations on your success tonight, winning your first race during the final race of the season. Look forward to seeing you again next season. Any final words, buddy, before I let you go?
Yeah, I just want to give a huge congrats to Hunter. You know, he had a great season. You know, he was definitely one of the top guys the whole season, a whole year long. So I definitely want to congratulate him. I want to hope that Ken Ladd and Vern Bradley, hope they're doing well with Hurricane Irma coming through their home state. Hopefully them and their families are good and safe, and everyone else is affected by it. I just want to thank everyone in Extreme Motorsports. I'd like to thank you for broadcasting. Y'all do a great job, and I'm hoping to see everyone next year and see what we can do.
Well, Travis, go celebrate, buddy. You earned it, and look forward to seeing you again next season. Once again, congratulations, and see you again soon.
Thank you.
And that was 81 Travis Pride with the Maverick Motorsports team. But next in line, Adam Eisenhower with the Eisenhower Racing Crew. Got a cup there, Adam?
I do. Good evening, gentlemen.
How are you doing tonight?
Doing great. Happy to salvage a second out of that. Lost it a little bit on my own accord, getting onto the apron there, and fought my way back.
Oh, absolutely. That was nicely done on your part. You were able to save that machine after getting claimed there on the exit of turn number 4. A heck of a save on your part. What was your experience tonight?
It was great. It was an interesting race, like Travis said, with pit strategy. Marty and I stayed out for, I think, about the first 50 laps, and we were on a completely different strategy than most, and we hoped to get there towards about lap 50, 55 and go in when everyone else would come in with us, because we were off the cycle. And then I had my problem and went to the back of the pack through spinning, so I went in and went through it like that. I was kind of happy with the way it ended.
Oh, copy that. Very, very nice to hear. And Adam, you too, just like everyone else, just like most drivers this season, you've had your fair share of negativity and positivity, and mostly I believe you've had more positivity than negativity all season long. It has been nice seeing you propel despite everything that the track has been throwing your way every single week, and you've had one win this far this season with second place finish. What a heck of a way to finish the season right here at Iowa International, at Iowa Speedway. Well, with that said, buddy, give a summary of your whole entire season and anything you could change if you could do it all over again.
Well, this was my first year, and only got onto iRacing about 3 or 4 weeks, I'm going to say, before the season started. So it's all new to me, everything league racing in general, and it was hard to learn how to race. You can learn how to drive fast around a track, but learning how to race people, strategy, that took a couple weeks. I got myself into some situations where I had bad luck, and I think some of those can be on me when I look at it. Yeah, bad luck, definitely, but I put myself into bad spots. So think about it a little bit more, and I was happy. I think I finished with maybe 5 top 10s of the last 6 races, and a couple of 3 top 5s out of that. So I'm happy with the way the season ended. Congratulations to Travis for winning the race. I think I had much better tires than him, but I would have loved to have had 4 laps to run him down. But congratulations, not to take anything away from him. And congratulations to Hunter as well for a championship.
Well, Adam, it's been amazing getting to know you this season and just pretty much watching you grow. You started off as a rear to mid-pack runner. You went from rear pack to mid-pack and then front runner all season long after that, and have been up front ever since then. Just like I talked about once again, just like you also touched on, despite the track throwing curveballs at you every now and then, you were able to still stay determined and keep your heavy foot down the floorboard and keep those 4 wheels on the racing surface. It definitely did pay off this season. Well, but any final words before I let you go?
Well, thank you to Extreme Motorsports 99. Rick hasn't been around much. I heard him pop into our channel tonight, so I know we're having a meeting afterwards. Thanks to him, Extreme Motorsports, all the admins, broadcasters, especially Vern. Vern's done a great job this year, and I believe he's without power right now. So in Florida, so that puts a lot of people's lives in perspective. So hope everyone's well down there. Thanks to my teammates, Marty Ray, Jason Eisenhower, David White 19. Those guys have done a great job all year communicating back and forth in our room, and we've had a really fun time doing it. So look forward to next season.
Congratulations, buddy, on your success this season doing Eisenhower Racing. Very, very proud. Look forward to seeing you again next season. Have a good night, buddy, and go celebrate.
Thank you. Have a great night, guys.
And that was Adam Eisenhower. Next in line is Dirk Staliker, the 47 of Dirk Staliker. You got a copy of Dirk?
Yeah, I got you, man.
Well, Dirk, you're having back-to-back podium finishes. 3rd place last race at Michigan International, and 3rd place right here, race 15, the season finale at Iowa Speedway. How are you doing tonight?
Yeah, that was a really interesting race. I had some speed in the car. I qualified up there 4th, but it was difficult keeping it up on the long run. I tended to kill the tires quite a bit off the bat, and I really tried to save. Got into a rough spot there at the beginning, got involved in a couple of those wrecks that happened in front of me. But when I stayed out and everyone else came to pit road, that track position is really what did it. I was able to keep it up at the front and hold on to that. I had 72 laps on the tires there at the end, and that was a bit rough, trying to hold everybody off. But glad it worked out. So really happy to be sitting back here on the podium again.
Oh, copy that. Very, very glad to hear that. And early on, Dirk, we noticed you flirting with that wall every now and then, specifically on the exit of turn 4 and turn 2, the usual ones. But you were able to still stay off of that, to get those slingshots every now and then, and maintain a great podium finish by the end of it. Very, very nice done and very well executed. And you too, Dirk, haven't been here all season long. You did come in not too long ago, and it's been amazing seeing you grow as well with that 47 machine. Very, very well dressed every single week, doing it proud. And you did start yourself as well as a rear pack runner, went mid-pack and became a front runner by the end of it. And with that said, should we expect to see you jump into a front pack runner next season?
Yeah, I'm hoping I can continue what I've got going these last 2 weeks. I'm really excited for a full season next time. It's the only thing I wish is I could have started off at the beginning here, because it's been a lot of fun, and I've learned a lot learning how to put a full race together and not just go on a fast lap. And being able to have that success, being on the podium these last 2 weeks, has been really neat. And just hope to continue it, put together a full season run next time, and see what we can do with it.
Oh, copy that, Dirk. Well, by the way, it's been amazing seeing you grow all season long. We look forward to seeing more greater things from you than you've already accomplished. You've done amazing this far. We look forward to seeing more of this in the next upcoming seasons and in the future. Well, but if I know it's ready to let you go.
Yeah, just great racing here with everybody. Thanks to everyone who puts it all on. It's a great league, great set of guys out here racing, and I really enjoyed every week. I've learned quite a bit from everybody, and really improved my racecraft throughout. So, looking forward to next season. Congrats, Hunter, on that championship. Really impressive run tonight, moving all the way up through the pack. And I'm just excited to keep going, and can't wait for what next year's going to bring.
Congratulations on your success this season once again, Dirk, and look forward to seeing you again next season. Great job on your part, and go celebrate, buddy. You earned it, and get ready for next season.
Alright, thank you.
And that was Dirk Staliker finishing in 3rd place. And next driver is our new champion, our first ever champion, the first ever champion with the Pro K&N Series, ExtremeMotorsports.com, Hunter McDaniel, representing the Maverick Motorsports team. Get up there, Hunter.
Yes, sir. Loud and clear.
How are you doing tonight?
Oh, man. Words can't even describe how elated I am right now.
Man, I can only imagine. You had your hands full more than usual tonight. You went 2 laps down, got your laps back. You went 3 laps down the second time, got all 3 laps back, and came out in the 4th place spot. Very, very impressive. And also, the last interview we had with you was when you had your 3rd win, the last race at Michigan International. You talked about how you were very, very prepared coming into this race, Iowa Speedway, and you definitely lived up to your word and came extra prepared and brought your A game tonight, keeping your biggest opponent behind you all race long. Corey McFadden, just about your race, buddy. Give us a rundown.
Well, it was definitely interesting, way more interesting than I wanted it to be. But yeah, we got in some trouble early on. Went 2 laps down. Luckily, we were the only car any amount of laps down, so I got those 2 laps back. Just stayed in the back for a while, and then got back on the lead lap, and then seemed like next caution I was caught up in it again. So we went 3 laps down, and then got back on the lead lap. I don't know, I think there was about 40 laps to go, maybe a little bit less. And by that time, since I was the lucky dog, I got fresh tires, and I knew that no one in front of me was going to pit. Just with the amount of cautions and the distance that they could go on tires, I knew that no one else was going to pit in front of me. And me and the 64th Cody McFadden, who once I got back on the lead lap that second time, he was right there in front of me, and I was following him through the pack. Unfortunately, he got caught up in an incident, but we had the freshest tires, and I feel if it would have stayed green, we probably could have had something for those leaders. But just extremely happy just to be able to work through the field, survive that final stint, and get up to 4th, and just be a contender at the end, because it definitely was a rough night at the beginning.
Oh, most definitely. Well, Hunter, we are glad that despite your hardships in the beginning of the race, you were able to turn that around to positivity, from the negativity to positivity, and was able to come out in the 4th place spot and being crowned first ever champion of the ExtremeMotorsports.com Pro K&N Series. Very, very impressive. And Hunter, I know you are the champion this season, And even despite being the champion, you might not always be satisfied with how you performed. But how do you feel you performed this season? Do you think you've done good enough?
Well, I mean, good enough is never good enough. That's what they always say, right? So I'm always going to strive to be better. I think I made a lot of improvements over the season. I think coming into the season, I wasn't even close to champion caliber to win this season. But just the help that I've gotten with all these guys in the series, with the practice races and my teammates, it's such a great group of guys. Not just my team, but all the drivers here and all the admins, and they've been so helpful that just the practice that I've put in, I think, is what really pushed me to this championship. But at the end of the day, there's always a next level. There's always somebody better. So you just got to keep striving, keep working, and keep trying to get better. So I'm going to enjoy it tonight, but tomorrow, back to the grindstone and get ready for the next challenge.
Oh, copy that. Very nicely said, and said just like a pro. And buddy, once again, very nice season on your part. Amazing driving. It has been nice seeing you grow, and Pat Team the chat agrees with me. She says every single race how you've grown all season long. After overtaking McFadden early on in the points, you were able to just maintain it and keep everybody behind you the whole time. And with that said, Hunter, with the success you've had this season, knowing that now you're going to become the defending champion for next season, and knowing that everybody's working against you, everybody, including some of your teammates, working against you, trying to take the championship away from you, the belt away from you, how do you plan on handling that pressure? Do you plan on just finding 5th gear and maybe doing better than this season?
Well, I mean, the plan is always to get better, so I think next season, I mean, the competition is going to be, just exponentially more difficult. So if I come in next season the same driver as I came in this season, I'm not even going to finish in the top 15 in points. So definitely have to come back and just work hard and get better, because these guys are getting better every week and getting faster and just becoming great drivers. So able to hold them off this year, but next year I'm going to put the pedal to the metal and try to do the same, but who knows? We got a long way to think about that.
Oh, copy that. Well, buddy, congratulations once again on your success this season. Doing Maverick Motorsports, very proud. Despite all the hardships you went through, you were able to pull through them and keep your foot down the floor, keep your head high, and be crowned the first ever champion of the Extreme Motorsports99.com Pro Can-Am Series. Very impressive. Well, Hunter, any final words before we let you go celebrate?
Oh, I definitely got to say thank you to my team, Maverick Motorsports. Great job, Travis, getting his first win in the K&N Series final race at Iowa. That's awesome for him. I want to say thank you to all the drivers out there. Like I said before, it's a great group of guys that I'm just honored to drive with. Thank you to the admins, Don Kidder and John Houston for filling in tonight. I know Vern Bradley, our usual admin, he had some he's down in Florida, so obviously he's having a problem with the hurricane. So my heart goes out to everyone down in Florida right now and in the Georgia area, because I know that's rough. And just want to say thank you to Extreme Motorsports 99 and all of you that watch the stream every single weekend. I really appreciate it, and I know a lot of these drivers appreciate it too. And final, just to you guys for putting this on. It takes a lot every week, and I really appreciate it.
Well, Hunter, congratulations on your success this season. Congratulations on the first ever crown in the Pro Can-Am Series here with the Extreme Motorsports99.com Series. Very nicely done once again on your part. Very impressive. I look forward to seeing the return and defense of the Maverick Motorsports team against all the other teams and all the other new competition that's going to be coming up next season. So I look forward to seeing you again back, buddy. Go celebrate. You earned it.
Thank you so much, guys. Have a great night.
And that was Hunter McDaniel, Maverick Motorsports team driver and the first ever champion, Extreme Motorsports.com Pro Can-Am Series, the first ever, because this series was new this season, and he has made history definitely, and will be defending his status or his title next season. Well, that was a very battlefield race, and looking at our final points right now. Once again, Hunter McDaniel taking the points lead, and, well, he has been in the lead, but he is the new champion. Cody McFadden finishing second, Marty Ray third, Ralph Vanderforst fourth, Travis Pryor fifth, Garrett Robinson sixth, Adam Eisenhower seventh, Gary Woolbot eighth, Tommy Amasi ninth, Christopher Smith 10th, and if you remember correctly, in the beginning, Christopher Smith and Andy Starcher were tied for 10th place, trying to break the tie, and they did break the tie. Well, Christopher Smith maintains 10th place, and Andy Starcher gets bumped down to 11th. Caleb Daniels 12th, Joshua Gillen 13th, David White 14th, Hunter Riley 15th, Jason Eisenhower 16th, Rick Mason 17th, Don Kidder Jr. 18th, Michael Snow 19th, and Kendall Ladd in the 20th place spot. Actually, we have two drivers tied in 20th. That's going to be Kendall Ladd and Timothy McBrayer, both tied in the 20th position in points. Well, Dave, it's been a heck of a season, and I would like to thank the ExtremeMotorsports99.com for having the Dre Broadcasting on board the action train right here on the Pro K&N series. It's been nice seeing new faces, Dave. You know, there were new faces when we first started this series, but we've gotten to know these drivers, know their driving styles, and know how much of weapons they are when it comes to competition out there against each other. And it's just been amazing, just pretty much seeing them grow.
Yeah, most definitely. Well, as you said, I want to thank Rick Donovan, all the admins here at Extreme, for bringing Dre Broadcasting on board. It has been a pleasure. We look forward to doing this every week. Great league, great group of drivers. We got to watch everybody here in the K&N series. It's the first season they ran it. We watched them grow from the beginning to now. Once again, congratulations to Hunter McDaniel in becoming the first K&N Pro Series champion here at ExtremeMotorsports99.com. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this is the final race of the season, so they are going to be doing some recruiting. So if you are interested, make sure you go check out ExtremeMotorsports99.com and get signed up today.
Absolutely. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, we cannot thank you guys enough. We can never thank you guys enough. Thank you for being a part of the Dre Broadcasting Network and the ExtremeMotorsports99.com. Thank you for being a part of all of us. Without you guys, we are nothing. And you guys do give us the energy and motivation to get the job done every single week. I should say week after week. We can never thank you guys enough. Thank you for watching the Dre Broadcasting Network. Once again, I want to thank the ExtremeMotorsports.com for having us on board. And next season will be starting before too long. We'll have the exact date in the next upcoming broadcasts, so stay tuned for that. But the next race as well, another broadcast we have coming up is tomorrow night as well. Season finale of the ExtremeMotorsports99.com Camping World Truck Series. Chase Race 5, season finale, the Chevy Crate 200 at Homestead, Miami. So congratulations to the success of all drivers tonight. Hunter McDaniel, we have Cody McFadden, Marty Ray, Ralph Vanderforce, Travis Pryor once again, 1st through 5th respectively. And Hunter taking the title, being the first ever champion in the Pro K&N series, the ExtremeMotorsports99.com series. I look forward to seeing these drivers back again next season. I will see you guys in the chat. Thank you for tuning in. Go celebrate with everybody else out there. And as usual, ladies and gentlemen, like we talked about early on, a lot of drivers, a lot of our friends, a lot of our family members have been affected, or being affected by the hurricane situation going on down in Florida, Hurricane Irma. So please keep everyone in your thoughts and prayers, and everything will be okay. We will pull through this just like we always do with every single disaster there has been in history. I am Sean Zulu and David Everly, and thank you for watching the Dre Broadcasting Network. We look forward to seeing you again next broadcast. Have a good night.